I mean, are you serious? Here we go. The signs in the heavens. Here we go. We knew they would be coming more and more. 2023 arrives right on time. Right on time. Okay. Let me just check my sound. Just make sure I've got everything turned up where it needs to be because I really want to share this with you. Let's just triple check it. Okay. The sound, incoming sound. Turn the mic up a little bit. Tell me, guys, if that's better. Test, 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 test. Should be, I think. Happy New Year's. Are you serious? Happy New Year's. Wow. 2023 comes in like a bang. And it really did. A sign right there. A sign appeared in the heavens. That's the sign. That actually is the comet. That picture was taken over the skies of Florida with a telescope in a backyard. And that comet, it's called Comet ZTF. Comet ZTF is going to get closer and closer, and its closest appearance to us will be after it goes through the perihelion. It will get a lot closer, and then on February 1st, the closest of all. It is amazing. Let me put a shout out right now for www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Noble Gold Investments is pleased to let you know that gold is the best investment class for 2022. And according to the long-term trends, longtermtrends.net, gold has actually outperformed the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones and Bitcoin in 2022. And expected to continue to rise in 2023. So open a gold IRA or silver IRA with noblegoldinvestment.com this month and receive, and I don't have my sample, they're sending it to me, a free 1/4 of an ounce. 1/4 of an ounce American Gold Eagle coin with every qualified IRA that opens at $50,000 or more. Now, that 1/4 of an ounce American Gold Eagle coin is worth over $500. They will give that to you just by opening up an IRA. Some of you look at your 401k. I know you're frustrated. You probably lost about 25 to 30% of its value in 2022. I can't promise you you're going to get any better. Matter of fact, I would almost guarantee you won't. This is the time. Roll that thing out of there. Roll out of that 401k. Get out of that stock market and put it all in gold and let it rise this year in 2023. Okay? You will be glad you did. Maybe. And so that's noblegoldinvestment.com. Pick up the phone and call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you. Click on the link below. It'll take you straight there. Okay? All right. Well, yeah, let's talk about this comet. Comet? Yes, let's talk about the comet. It is a beautiful comet, and it's called Comet ZTF. And there you see it. It was captured on a telescope in Florida. And what's really neat about this, astronomically speaking, 2023 begins with a comet, which is really amazing. Boom, this thing shows up on New Year's Eve. Bill Williams photographed it from the Chiefland Astro Village in Florida just before midnight. He took that picture you're looking at there. Also, behind me, what he captured on New Year's morning, early this morning, New Year's Day. What a better way to ring in 2023 than an enchanting New Year's comet. Comet ZTF is approaching Earth, and it looks great through his 14.5-inch telescope from his backyard. Discovered back in March of 2022 by Zwicky Transit Facility. That's why it's called Comet ZTF. It is falling in from the outer solar system. The perihelium's closest approach to the sun will take place on January 12th. Then it swings around the sun at a distance of 1.11 AU. Its closest approach to the Earth will follow on February 1st, 2023, at a distance of 0.28 AU. Between those two dates, the comet could hit magnitude 5 or 6. That means pretty bright. Technically, visibly, even by the unaided, the naked eye, you could probably see it if you knew where to look from the naked eye. But if you get a telescope, if you got a telescope, you really could see a spectacular sign in the heavens. The comet is currently shining like an 8th magnitude in the constellation, and it's already an easy target for mid-sized backyard telescopes, and it will only get easier as 2023 unfolds. A sign in the heavens. I actually went to the Bible in the book of St. Luke's Gospel. Jesus was talking about apocalyptic signs to watch for in the heavens just before he returns. And he said these words in Luke 21. He said, "There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars." Okay? And upon the earth there'll be distress of nations with perplexity. The sea and the waves will be roaring, and men's hearts will fail in them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, he said, "Look up, lift up your heads, your redemption draweth nigh." So, signs in the heavens. Now, it even also says there'll be great signs and fearful sights will be seen in the heavens. You can read that if you stay in the same chapter in Luke 21. Go with me to verse 10 as he's given a list of things. He was asked the question, "What are the signs of thy coming in the end of the world?" And Jesus said, well, in verse 10, Luke 21:10, "Nations shall rise against nations, and kingdoms against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences," or plagues or pandemics and diseases, "and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven." So, we even know that in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, in the creation, during the creation, God was already talking about giving you prophetic signs in the heavens. Look what it says in Genesis chapter 14. And God said, this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. "And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let there be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." So we understand using the sun, moon, and stars to help create the calendar. Matter of fact, the Jewish calendar, which is really God's calendar in the book of Exodus, is based on the moon. The Gregorian calendar that we use, the world uses, is based on the sun. That's why the Jewish calendar is different than the rest of the world. They stick to God's calendar. We've been using the other calendar, okay? But so we know that the sun, the moon, the stars are used for calendars or for days and years. But also, these signs, these stars and sights in the heavens are for signs, which is prophetic signs, and for seasons. In other words, you can figure out if you're in the, any of the 4 seasons, or actually you can figure out the feast seasons, the feast of the Lord, and they're based on the moon, the sun, and the stars, and the constellations creates exactly what things should look like for the feast. The feast, you have the Feast of Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and the Feast of the First Fruits. Then in 50 days later, you have the Feast of Pentecost. All of those are based on the moon and the stars, signs. Then in the fall, you have the Feast of Trumpets, the Feast or the Day of Atonement, and then the Feast of Tabernacles, again, based on the signs in the heavens. This gives you the seasons. All right, so it's just some really good stuff to learn about and understand that this is all part of God's plan. I hope you had a chance to watch last night's broadcast. I shared with you the 23 points, the 23 apocalyptic points to watch for in 2023. And we had a lot of folks get saved as well from that broadcast. And so I hope you get a chance to watch it, because we'll be watching those 23 points all year, keeping an eye on them as they go. And you guys alert me when you see some of those starting to take place. But also, this morning I preached the New Year's Day message at Freedom Fellowship under Big Tent. It was the service was so powerful. The anointing was so strong, the worship and all of it. And the message God gave me was one of the better ones I've preached probably in the last year. And people loved it. It was powerful. It was very powerful. Well, I hope you get a chance to watch that. You can watch it. It's on the archives over at ffctv.show or maybe .net. I think .show. I think if you go there, you'll see it in the archives. Anyway, God bless you guys. Guess what? I'm going to be coming back to you live here in a few minutes because we're going to go live at 7 o'clock with a full broadcast for Sunday Night Live. So we'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern for that broadcast. Tonight. That's right, tonight.
I see geese flying high above the water, the child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page, falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
Happy New Year to you also, Creativity Christian. And yes, Leanne, I think you're right. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee and get ready for Sunday Night Live. I'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. Give you a whole rundown of everything going on right here on the Sunday Night Live broadcast of the coming apocalypse here on YouTube. God bless.